Welcome to the Horse Talk Show.
You never heard of a talking horse?
With your host, Louisa Barton.
I want to be a famous rider. I should like to race.
Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital.
Truth is, I help horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton.
Yeah, baby.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Thank you for joining us this week on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Louisa Barton here in the CEP studios downtown in Ocala, the horse capital of the world. Joining me co-hosting this week, I have Nathalie Solomon, the Greene Pharmacist.
Thank you for having me on the show again.
Thanks for coming back. Later on, we're going to chat a little bit about a couple of new products that she has that she wants to share with the horse world, the dog world, the people world, all good stuff. But we've got the news segment first, a few things to mention coming up. And after we have Dr. Cayot on and Nathalie on, we're going to have a couple of segments with the Dales ponies. And we actually got a chance to have a visit with Catherine York and also with Jennifer Mims, the new owner of the first filly in the United States of America. That's a Dales pony that we think is pending being a grey roan. We're very excited about that. An endangered breed. Very, very exciting to see another foal born here in the horse capital, and love to help conserve that breed and encourage people to breed them, buy them, ride them, enjoy them. They're amazingly versatile. They may be called a pony, but you can be a full-grown adult and enjoy riding one of these very large, small draft breeds, and they're a lot of fun and a wonderful, beautiful horse to be around. And then we're going to have a little epic for you later on in the show before we wrap it up. And so we hope you enjoy all that we have for you today. We're going to start out with a few mentions. Sadly, one of the most popular Rocky Mountain horses ever, kind of a legend in the Rocky Mountain world, his name's Choco. Passed away this week at a grand old age of 35. He passed away at the Tipton Mountain Horse Farm in Kentucky. He had a very robust and very successful showing and breeding career, and he was considered to be the best of the best and a sire that sired many other exceptional Rocky Mountain horses. So our prayers and thoughts go out to all concerned and connected, but certainly 35 is a fine old age. And as I say that, I remember that it's almost 1 year till coming up on June 3rd, which will be the anniversary of my dear Sonny passing away, and he was 35 years of age. So I can't believe it's been a year already, but June 3rd will be that day. So I'll have to do something very special that day, like cry my eyes out. Mentions for actually one of our sponsors, Lip Chip LLC. Amazing technology Lip Chip has, and really the best way to chip a horse without the concerns of the chip possibly migrating through the horse's body and not being found, and potentially somebody thinking a horse is not chipped, that is chipped. We got to see their logo loud and clear this past weekend as the winner of the Preakness raced across the finish line with Lip Chip all over his leg. You can't beat that, can you? There's Jose Ortiz. He is the son-in-law of a dear friend of ours, Gail Rice, who actually bred Medina Spirit, won the Kentucky Derby last year. And it makes me want to look back in my phone to a text a couple of weeks ago with Niall Brennan, who is one of our local trainers here in the Marion County area, and I texted him May 2nd. I said, can we call you tomorrow afternoon to get a few comments on your Derby grad, just a few minutes on the phone. And then on May 3rd, I texted him again and said, wait a minute, early voting isn't in the Derby anymore. Do you have any others? He said, no, Chad decided to skip so he would have a fresh horse to win the Preakness. Now we only have Kathleen O in the Oaks, but I'll take that win. And I said, yes, well, then we still want to call you and talk. And he said, no problem, give us a call. So we did interview him about Kathleen O. And then early voting just happened to win the Preakness. So imagine that. There it was. You see, I should have bet on this horse. Actually didn't bet on anybody for the Preakness. But congratulations to Niall Brennan, who gave a wonderful start to early voting, and to Chad Brown, who skipped so he'd have a fresh horse for the Preakness. And then well done to Jose Ortiz, who I think shed a tear or two of excitement in winning the Preakness, and he's showing off his Lip Chip LLC t-shirt there, as Lip Chip I think was his sponsor for the race. And isn't that cute? And as it turns out, as I said, Jose Ortiz is the son of our dear friend Gail Rice, who lives here in the Citra area and who comes on the show and is a very, very good friend of ours. So that was all good connections there. And when I saw Lip Chip pop up there in the winner's circle, I said, that's pretty cool. That's some good stuff, right?
That is great. The best kind of advertising there.
Right? You're watching the Preakness and all you can see is Lip Chip LLC on his legs. So, on a funny but not funny note, I read this today. It's kind of interesting. A 21-year-old in Ashtabula County was actually driving a Amish buggy, horse-drawn Amish buggy, and deputies tried to pull him over because he was on the wrong side of the road with his Amish buggy. Appeared to be intoxicated, so they tried to pull him over. They couldn't, he didn't stop. So they pulled up beside him and realized that he was slumped over his beer can and totally passed out. And the horse was just carrying on. Probably heading for home, probably heading for the treats in the barn and food. But the horse was just carrying on. But of course the horse didn't know what side of the road to be on, so he was, doing whatever. So they tried to pull him over. Well, finally the horse did stop. I guess the police car went in front and the horse kind of ran into the police car and that stopped him. But anyway, he was arrested for reckless and driving under the influence. But he was slumped over his beer can. So what a good horse that just kept...
Yeah, and just at a walk. He didn't take off or anything. That's
I know, it's pretty interesting. So that was a kind of a good little story. So I have to say that having been on a search for several weeks for a farm, it's been quite frustrating. I've had a good cry a couple of times, but I want to do a shout out for Lee Kerr. He's the director of real estate at Showcase Properties of Central Florida. And I probably don't do enough shout outs for him, but he puts up with a lot and he's got impatient with me a couple of times, but he hasn't blocked me yet. He may do, but no. I just want to say thank you to Lee because I sold my farm. My farm is under contract and closes actually June 3rd, funnily enough. And it's been very frustrating, I have to say. We were just talking before the show about the difficulties of trying to find a farm or a property in Marion County right now. So if that's you and you're having issues as I did or you're outbid as I was, Lee Kerr, he's the guy to call at Showcase Properties of Central Florida because he won't kill you, he won't strangle you, he won't drive him crazy.
Very patient man.
He has been extremely patient and kind. And I finally have actually given up on the farm and have decided to buy a house in town, which is very out of character for me, but I've done everything I can do to find one, and those people who can outbid you can really outbid you. So I'm going to be boarding my horses. Please call me if you have a nice big field that my horses can go in, because that's all they need. But that's just my thank you to Lee and to Showcase for everything, for all the help. And you can find Lee Cayot on Facebook or reach out to Showcase Properties. But he's a good guy and he's put up with a lot. So we'll be back in just a few minutes with Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson and Smith. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system, powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
Enhance your horse's performance, fitness, strength, and rehabilitation with state-of-the-art equipment. ETI treadmills offer the finest European engineering, the highest quality filtration, and no chemicals are required. Follow Equine Therapy International on social media or at equinetherapyint.com. Equine Therapy International provides technologically advanced therapy for horses worldwide.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television here at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care in Ocala, Marion County, Florida, the horse capital of the world. And I've got the horse capital vet here, Dr. Adam Cayot, live. Love it. We're going to talk a bit about a topic, unfortunately, in the horse world that quite a lot of us have to face regularly because horses have funny tummies, and that is colic. So I'm going to ask Dr. Cayot just to kind of give us a general rundown of the first symptoms and signs of colic, and then the different kinds of colic that you see.
Sure. Well, colic is a very, common problem, a common occurrence in horses. So if you have horses long enough, you're going to probably see your horse colic at some point. Colic is just a generic name for abdominal pain. Abdominal pain can come from many different things. Generally, the most common thing that you'll see with the horse exhibiting this are just acting generally overall anxious, uncomfortable. They may be pawing the ground. They may try to lay down, roll, those, and then up and down all the time. Those are probably your most common signs. They may also posture to urinate, but nothing comes out. They'll curl their lip up. Those are all signs, outward signs of discomfort in the horse. When that happens, you can probably be assured that your horse is colicking. Now, determining what that is from can be very difficult, but certainly you can call your veterinarian. We come out, we assess the horse, we generally take a look at mucous membrane color, we assess heart rate, we listen to the gut sounds, are they moving the way they're supposed to, and then we do a general evaluation of how uncomfortable the horse is. We may do a rectal examination where you palpate and you see what you can feel. Is there a lot of gas distension in the intestine? Is there hard fecal material there? Any of those things help to determine what's causing the colic. Sometimes we don't know. I had a colic just last week. The horse was very painful. Everything physically was basically normal. So we didn't know what caused it. We gave some medication, gave some supportive care. The horse got over it and was fine. That's the way we'd like them to happen. Certainly they don't always go that way. And people always worry, well, when do you know that your veterinarian that comes to the farm needs to refer the horse? And the most common response that I have, or what I use to refer my patients, are response to therapy. So response to pain therapy, pain management. Generally, we'll sedate the horse. We'll give them some non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs that help with pain. Sedation helps with pain. And if those horses are what we call blowing through or going through the sedation quickly and they're becoming very painful and we cannot keep them comfortable for an extended period of time, that's generally a good indication that you need to refer the horse to a referral hospital. That surgery may be an issue or might be on the table. Certainly, that's an expensive proposition for a lot of people, and a lot of times they just need supportive care at the hospital that we can't necessarily give on the farm. So colic can just be caused by gas, can be caused by an impaction, which would be just some hard fecal material that's not passing. Upwards of a twisted intestine. Horses have 30-some feet of intestine, and they can have a tendency to get tangled up. Those are the serious ones. But most of the time, probably 90% of the time, colic can be managed medically. And that's the good part. Certainly the other 10% can be difficult and challenging, and surgery may need to be an option. But
usually by the time they arrive at the hospital and start to get supportive care where somebody's with them, IV fluids, whatever else they need, regular checking with the regular medication, at that point then they would decide if it was necessary to go ahead and do surgery, and then obviously the client then has to decide what next.
That's correct. So certainly if the referral hospital is having a hard time keeping this horse comfortable as well, then you got to make a decision. Do we take this horse to surgery, figure out exactly what's causing this, if it's a twisted intestine or whatever it is, and then fix that or not. Certainly we have, sometimes with colic, we have to make hard decisions, and that's understandable. But a lot of times we can help them, we can fix them, and it's kind of an art to figure out when that is. But there are definitely indicators that would be the case. But like I said, most of the time, your colics can be managed on the farm, and they tend to be just mild discomfort that they get over, and that's about it.
At what instant is it when you cannot save a horse's life, even by surgery? At what point do you have to say there is nothing else you can do?
Well, yeah. I mean, if they've ruptured an intestine or their stomach or whatever, at that point there's nothing that you can do. Certainly, if there's because horses don't do well with. Well, they get peritonitis is what it's called, so an infection in the abdomen. Horses do not do well with it. They don't make it from that. So if that happens, then that's kind of the end of the road. Certainly, if they open up the horse and they've got a lot of dead bowel there that they can't reattach, you have to remove that dead bowel. And if there's an excessive amount, they can't reattach. They can't fix that. So those are kind of your indicators, your top indicators of when, this is the end of the road.
And you wouldn't know that until you did the surgical procedure.
That's right. I mean, certainly if they've ruptured, sometimes we can do a belly tap, and we can get, if you get fecal material in your belly tap, then that gives you an indication that they have ruptured and it's sitting in the abdomen. Other than that, you have to open them up a lot of times. Sometimes you can do an ultrasound to see if there's stuff in there. But a lot of times you end up having to open them up and figure out exactly what's going on.
Right. And so a lot of people ask me this question all the time, and I try to answer it. I'm not a veterinarian, but I do my best. And I've learned a lot from you. And that is, why do horses colic so much? And why are they so susceptible to that?
Yeah, I wish. Because that's a...
They don't have 5 stomachs like a cow, right?
Really good question. Because people, I think people are a big problem with that because of the way we manage horses, right? Horses are meant to be out grazing all day long, doing their thing, eating grass, blah, 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 blah. People say, no, we can't do that. We need convenience. We need stalls. They need to be fed 2 concentrated meals a day. They need to get dried hay. They need, all this stuff. They need to be exercised and do all this stuff.
Everything that doesn't come naturally to a horse, naturally
to a horse, right? So, and then add that onto all that length of intestine that has, you just increase your chances of something bad happening. And, it's amazing it doesn't happen more often, but, I think that's a good question, but there's a lot involved to that on why that happens. But I think the major cause is the way we manage horses typically. And it doesn't help that. I get it. You only have a limited amount of space. There's, you have X amount of horses, and you have time and people, and there's all that involved. And so certainly management, it is what it is, and you have to make do with best you can. So, but yeah, it's probably the biggest.
And that's why we have you guys.
That's right. That's right. Job security.
That's right. That's why we need more large animal vets. We're wrapping up our colic segment. Thank you so much. Here with Dr. Adam Cayot at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and Larson Hay, our broadcast and television sponsor, plus supporting sponsors, DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Piranha, TT Distributors, and the Hilton Garden Inn, downtown Louisville.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
My name is Dr. Nathalie Solomon. I formulated Equine with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television here at Elysian Fields Farm in Dunellen, just outside Ocala, the horse capital of the world, sitting with a friend of mine and a new friend of mine I just made here with the Florida Dales ponies. It's certainly a lovely, lovely time to be here as they have a new foal on the farm, just recently born. But we're going to talk a little bit about the breed and about Conservancy first. I have Jennifer Mims with me, the new owner of the new foal. And I also have Catherine York with me here. And I'm going to start with Catherine and have her share with us a little bit of the background of the Dales ponies. Of course, they're from the same country I'm from, so I'm automatically a fan. Catherine, thanks for having us here today. Talk to us a little bit about this very special breed.
They originated from the UK in the Pennine region, and they're workhorses, so they were used for mining and bringing heavy loads from place to place. And during the wars, they were used as artillery ponies. And after the Second World War, of course, they came into a less industrialized nation, or a more industrialized nation. And so they weren't used as much, but a lot were lost during the wars. So they did become critically endangered. Currently, they are still on the critically endangered list. And that means that there's less than 300 breeding mares. And I believe there's less than 3,000 ponies in the world, about 250 to 300 maybe in the US. And we just fell in love with the breed because they're a very docile, sweet temperament. And I just really love that after having a lot more hot-blooded horses in the past. And so I'm just enjoying them. And it's become an obsession because we started with one, Carol, our gray, and then she had our stallion, which was the first blue roan born and bred in the U.S., Florida Dales Blue Envoy. And we've had quite a few foals. Carol has had 3 colts, and Lady Jane had a colt, and this is her first filly. And Unique, who is from the Ernwell stud in the UK, both were imported, Grisburn Lady Jane and Ernwell Unique. They've each had 1 colt and 1 filly. So we were blessed with this filly. She's so sweet. And I was really happy to have found someone nearby to buy her so that we could see her grow up.
This is exciting. So you've been over to England and you visited some farms and the Dales over there. Share a little bit about some of that experience and kind of how the Brits feel about this breed. And obviously they're trying to keep the breed going, which is phenomenal. And you're doing your part here in the horse capital. Share a bit about your trip to England and what you've seen and kind of what made you fall in love with this breed other than the amazing, stocky, hardy and docile.
I think I was really attracted to the critically endangered part where it's something that we can do to continue helping the breed. Of course, we're a small breeder and we're not making a big dent in the lack of population. However, it's doing something, and my trip to the UK was amazing. We did a live podcast from there on the Horse Talk Show with Zana Jackson. She's a wonderful trainer that we've enjoyed, and she trained all three of our mares before they came over. And then we visited the Gisborne stud where we found Lady Jane. We also visited the Ernwell stud, and we got Unique there. And I visited the Dales Pony Society secretary and got to meet her, and also Sauermeyer stud where our Carol came from. And what I enjoyed most about my trip to England was the people. I mean, I have never experienced such welcoming and kindness and passion about this breed. And they were so open-armed and welcoming. And the stories were amazing. Like Mr. Ernwell told us this story about him coming home from the hospital with his mother, and his father came to pick them up in a carriage with a Dales pony. And she was holding David as a baby, and the father whipped the reins over his shoulder as he did, and David caught it in his hand as a newborn. And he said, I was officially the youngest to have to ride a carriage, to drive a carriage. And I just thought that was so cute. So it was just a joy to be there and see them in their native environment.
Amazing, exciting trip. I'm sure just made you fall even more in love with the breed.
It did. And I loved all the cake and tea.
You can't go wrong with cake and tea. Tell us a little bit about the Conservancy and how that is helping to get the word out, and sort of on our end, how we can continue to share the need to keep this breed going and conserve them and to continue to breed more so that we've always got a good population of these horses in the US and across the world.
Right. Well, now there actually is a breeder in Australia as well, which is really exciting. Raylene, I've been in touch with her, and she's excited about the breed too. But I think the Dales Conservancy, they have a website and also have a Facebook page, the Dales Pony Conservancy North America. And they've been, I believe they started in about 2014. And I think our mission is, one, to help people transfer the ownership, make sure that the Dales ponies are registered, because then we can really know more about the numbers. And it helps a lot to have registered stallions, not just stallions producing babies, but have licensed stallions so that we can register the babies. So we work really hand in hand with the Dales Pony Society in England, and I've been kind of an interim liaison to help with registrations and memberships with Joe, who was the past secretary there. So it's been really growing. I think there's maybe 700 or 800 followers on Facebook, and we're planning regions. So we have the Southeast region, and we're growing. So we're going to be doing some fundraising and some shows and things, but the Dale's Pony Conservancy is going to be helping us to organize and to grow so that we can promote the breed. And a lot of people here didn't really know about the breed until you helped us to get them known. And now I go out and ride and they say, oh, those are the Dale's ponies. So it's working.
That's lovely. And I've seen you ride on the beach and the trails. So they're such a wonderful, versatile breed, and people have a lot of fun with them. We've got to wrap this segment up. We're going to come back with Catherine and also chat to Jennifer a little bit about being a new owner of a Dale's and why that's so important to her. I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show. We'll be right back.
Current equine microchips can migrate by up to 30%, causing difficulty when scanning. With over 70 years of collective horse industry experience, LipChip offers a new, more effective method of microchipping, partnering with veterinarians and technology experts to ensure humane and practical microchipping. LipChip was built by horsemen for horsemen. Nowadays, the performance horse industry is in need of both integrity and transparency. LipChip is the future of horse microchipping, with cutting-edge technology functional for every discipline. Find LipChip on social media, and for more information, lipchipllc.com. The future is here. The future is LipChip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now, or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center, Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com. The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show.
You never heard of a talking horse? Well, listen to this.
With your host, Louisa Barton.
What does it feel like to be in love with a horse?
Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
Back in the saddle again.
Now, here's your pretty Louisa Barton.
You're fab, you're switched on, you're a bit of all right. Yes. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television here at Elysium Fields Farm, and we are at the home of the Ocala area Dale's pony breeder. And of course, this is an endangered breed of horses, and we'd love to see a lot more of them. We've just been talking about how versatile they are and how wonderful they are for so many things. I've actually been with Catherine York on the beach before and seen her riding one of them that had never been anywhere near the sea before, and she was really did well, especially for a first time. They're really a very docile, steady breed. They're very willing to please. They love people. We love being around them. But now we're going to have a little chat with Jennifer Mims here, who's the new owner of the new foal here on the farm. Jennifer, it's lovely to meet you today. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. This is an exciting time and wonderful for you to be learning all about this breed, and obviously you love it. Tell us a little bit about the new foal and how exciting this time is for you.
So the new foal is a filly, which I really wanted a filly. I just love I love mayors. I know a lot of people don't, but I love mayors. I love their personality. And she's just a spark plug. She's got a great personality. She runs around. She's very friendly, and I'm really excited to get her to know her more.
Tell us about how you learnt about the Dales pony breed and what made you even want to get involved and connect up with your friend Catherine here, our friend, and kind of how that all happened.
So ironically, I've had horses for 30 years now. I started with quarter horses, and my mother-in-law gave me a book for Christmas because I'm absolutely wild about horses. So I was flipping through it and I found a fell pony, and I thought, this is the most beautiful pony I've ever seen in my entire life. I have to learn more. And so of course I went to the internet and investigated the fell pony, and then I found the Dales pony because they're very, closely related. And I just thought that the Dales pony was a better fit for me. They're a little bit larger. And I just thought that I had to have one. I had to have one. And so I started finding breeders in the area. I went to the Dales Pony Conservancy North America website, found Catherine, went to her Facebook, and I saw all the pictures of her Dales in downtown Ocala and just how wonderful they were, and convinced my husband we had to go see them immediately. And so we did. We came here in December. I think it was New Year's Eve we came here, and he fell in love with them as well. And he just said, we have to have one. And I said, I agree. And so here we are now. So I've been in touch with Catherine ever since, and checking on her mares, and we finally had a filly.
How exciting is that? And were you here for the birth?
I was not here, but I was watching on the camera, on the 10 camera, in bed with my phone in front of me. And my husband's like, put the phone down. I was like, I just want to make sure she's okay, because if she's not, I'm going to drive over there at 3:00 in the morning.
Of course. So how did you feel when you first got to see her, and what was your reaction? Was it overwhelming to see this baby and know she's yours, and she's an endangered Dales pony? How exciting. You must have been just thrilled.
I was over the moon. I don't think there are words. I was trying to do everything to contain myself to not jump up and down and squeal like a girl who got a pony for Christmas. So I was very excited, and she was absolutely beautiful and healthy, and that made me very happy that she was very healthy.
And what's future hopes for her, and what will you'll end up keeping her probably, and eventually riding her? Is that the plan?
We would like to ride and drive and do dressage and all of the above, and trail ride and do everything fun with her, and come out and see the public and teach the public about the Dales pony, and work with Catherine more, and help support the population. I am very drawn to the breed because they are an endangered breed. And so as a horse person, you hear that and you're like, I have to help. So I'm looking forward to helping support the Dales pony, and to bring education to the community, and to do everything fun with them that they do, because they are a perfect all-arounder.
I think that really matters. I think that's wonderful, and it's such a great cause, and the more that we can share, and as you both have said, seeing them downtown and seeing them at the events and the parades and everything certainly helps to encourage people that, wow, this is a very sensible, smart breed of horse that you can do anything with, and you certainly can dressage or any kind of competing, and we know we can ride on the beach and the trails and enjoy that. So hopefully we get to do that one day with this new filly. Thank you. Jennifer Mims. I'm going to switch back over here to Catherine for a second. Catherine, tell us about the significance of the blue roan, and kind of how you find out if it's really going to be a blue roan, and while it's pending like this, kind of how exciting it is, because this could be the first filly born in America that is pending blue roan right now.
Yes. So there weren't many. They were almost completely lost, and some breeders in the UK bred them and brought them back more to, I think, not so much popularity, but they are beautiful. The black is the base color of the breed, but they really started breeding. One particular breeder started breeding for the roan, and we bred to Ziggy. Carol and Ziggy had Maverick, who was the first blue roan born and bred in the U.S., and we were just really thrilled that he was such a special first for this community and also for the U.S. So the black mares, when they have a foal from Maverick, they could have a black or a blue roan. So a lot of times you can tell because they're hyperpigmented and they have a little bit of gray, silvery hair in their coat, in their extremities, like around their tail, and their mane possibly. But you don't know for sure until you do the UC Davis roan testing. And we did test Maverick at the time because we weren't positive because we never had one before. Pemberton, last year's colt, was also blue roan, and we're hoping this filly is blue roan as well.
And how exciting would be the first filly then born in the US that's blue roan, and there's not that many blue roans left in the world either, right?
Right, there's not. I'm not sure of the numbers, but there really are not. So we have quite a few now here because there's been a couple imports on the West Coast. Ziggy is up in Maine, and he has had a couple roan colts as well, but no fillies yet.
How special is that? They are. So tell us a little bit about the birthing. All went well and easy in the middle of the night, a 3 o'clock in the morning birth, I think.
Yeah, I used, for the first time, I used a foal alert. It was called Breeder's Alert. I had it on a collar halter for her, and it alerted me at like 3:30 in the morning. Of course, we were waking up anyway every hour because we knew she was close. But that alerted me once. I got up, I went out and checked, and I could see the bag, and 10 minutes later, she was on the ground. So we did check, and triple check to make sure, because we've had so many colts that I'm like, and last time we actually in the cold made a mistake. So I'm like, we have to make sure before we say what it is.
So very exciting, though, to have that filly finally.
Yes, it was very exciting because you need the fillies to continue the breed. So
Absolutely. Well, just a moment left in this segment. I want to thank you both for sharing this amazing breed with us. And we're going to put the website and social media information up for the Conservancy so that you can check out the Dales ponies too. And if you're looking for a fantastic, versatile horse that's perfectly suitable for an adult to ride and do all sorts of disciplines on, this is the one to check out. The Dales ponies from the UK. I'm a little partial to anything from the UK, as you know. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television.
Thank you to our presenting sponsors of this half of the show, Palm Chevrolet and Larson Hay. Also, thank you to our supporting sponsors, Equine Therapy International, Nirvana Medical Spa, Equine Performance Innovative Center, and Summit Joint Performance.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options, offering prejuvenation for younger clients and rejuvenation for all ages. Nirvana knows you want to look your very best, but we've all seen people with the telltale signs of too much work. We want you to look like you, just better, brighter and younger, with all the newest and best in technology and all in the most beautiful surroundings. Like Nirvana Medical Spa on Facebook and find them on the web at nirvanamedicalspa.com. Become a better, brighter and younger you. Piranha, your trusted leader in insect control for 50 years. The official fly spray for World Equestrian Center. From the strongest water-based equine spray in the blue bottle to the familiar and long-time favorite in the yellow bottle. Wipe and spray, we've got you covered. If you're looking for effective plant-based fly spray, then look for our Zero Bite in the green bottle. Check us out online at piranhainc.com. That's Pyranha, piranhainc.com, to learn more about Piranha's entire family of products. Piranha, it works.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Have you checked out their hay competitions lately? Can I just say, wow, like, you can win hay, and everybody loves winning hay. Everything's so expensive these days. It's lovely to win something. So definitely check out Larson's page and like them, and get into one of those hay competitions. I think they're around Thursday. I think it's Thursday they run them on. But anyway, get in on that and see if you can't win some of the greatest hay in Marion County for sure. So Louisa Barton here. I've got a special guest co-host in the studio with me, Nathalie Solomon, good friend of mine, and my wonderful CBD supplier. She's phenomenal. And she's got some new products. So Nathalie, it's lovely to have you with us. Thanks for being back.
Thank you.
The coolest thing about her, other than the fact that she's awesome, is that she has her own lab to make all of her own products in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world. And we love that because we love, first of all, entrepreneurial people, but we always also love anything made in the USA. And we also really love anything made in this area. So we're big fans of that and big proponents of that, and really want to encourage her to be really successful, because we feel like anything that launches here and is made here has got to be good stuff. So, and we're better than the horse capital of the world to have such products. So, but it isn't just for horses, and it's for people and dogs, and she's got all kinds of great stuff. So you have to check her out, Greene, the Greene Pharmacist. But tell us, Nathalie, about what we have here on the table and some new things that are going on. And you're already getting some feedback.
Yes. So I actually was getting a lot of feedback from my clients that used the Greene if I had a topical for horses. So we came around and started a compound that is a gel. It's a liniment gel. It has arnica, menthol, and also CBD. So it's the perfect trio of compounds for inflammation, for your pre or post wraps. Throw it in a bucket of shampoo and put it all over their body. Rub it on your own hands if it hurts. You know, anything topically with pain or inflammation, this is great to target. Legs, body work, massaging. Sky's the limit with this. Anything that you can apply topically to, just avoiding the face, of course. This is where you would want to apply this to. But the most common way to use this is just rubbing it towards the hairline of wherever, part of the body you're applying it to, whether it's the legs, if you want to put it under your neoprene boots. That's how I personally like to use it. Or before your wraps or after you wrap them. Pre or post workouts, however you like to use it.
Fantastic. And the same currently for any CBD product for showing and competing X amount of days to stop use prior to competition?
So the nice thing about topical use, the systemic absorption is very limited. So of course it's safe to use even under CBD restrictions or if you're showing, but topically it's very safe to use.
Good. So that was a good question.
Very good. There's no DMSO in it. There's nothing that's going to help penetrate it into the bloodstream. So it's just going to work on the top layers of the skin, and the muscles. So nothing where it's too penetrating.
Okay,
yes.
Very good. Excellent. And then, of course, we hope that's not always the case with CBD, but we aren't there yet. But
yes. Hopefully we'll work on that in the future. Yes.
Hopefully. And actually, please remind me to do that today, because I keep telling you I'm going to. I've had my mind on quite a few things lately. I've been a little distracted.
I understand. It's not a problem.
About this little.
So this is very exciting. This is the first of its
nice
kind.
Things come in little packages.
Yes, this is the first of its kind, but if there's anybody out there that likes to use their nebulizer for horses, this is a ready-to-use vial that has 200 milligrams of Nano Cbd. So I'm going to back up a little bit and talk about Nano Cbd. We use nanotechnology to shrink the molecule. So the molecule is now smaller and helps with absorption. So this is turned into like a fine mist with the nebulizer. It's inhaled through the lungs, and now has better absorption because the molecule is a lot smaller. So Nano Cbd also is known for its increased solubility with water. So we have compounded it with colloidal silver as the diluent. So the two together really help horses between the calming, improving immune function, respiratory function. So if you have horses with allergies, horses with respiratory issues or breathing issues, along with anxiety and pain and all those different circumstances, this is going to be a great treatment before using them. So if you have a horse that you're going to take to a show or to a competition, and it has a lot to do with running or sprinting, if used 30 to 45 minutes prior to the time of use, it's going to peak at that time, and then it's going to be quick in, quick out. So we will be running some studies on blood and urine in the future to see, but in theory, it should be in and out of the system very, very quickly. So we're hoping that the details to the studies come back very favorably as far as testing guidelines and so forth. But first of its kind, we've had some case report horses. There's a horse I want to share with everyone. This is Louis.
Louis! Oh, Louis is gorgeous.
He's a feral horse. And he recently had a setback, a respiratory setback, where he got a really bad lung infection. And it was called to my attention that this would be a good candidate for a case study. So we, after the horse recovered from the infection with antibiotics, they started wondering, well, are we going to be able to race him again? So I sent her some of the nebules, and I just want to share the feedback that she provided with us. It speaks for itself. This was the first run back.
I ran later than I originally timed out. He was still less anxious than he normally is, and his breathing was great. He ran so hard, it was probably the fastest and hardest he'd ever ran since we owned him. After my run, he was a lot easier to walk back to the trailer.
So excellent feedback,
testimonial, isn't it?
Yeah, so we were really excited to hear this kind of feedback, and she was obviously currently using it on Louis, and will continue to do so. And I know there's a lot of horses that are young and that are cooped up in these pavilions for days at a time, and their immune function declines. There's not good air in them. They're being put in situations where there's TV screens, there's sound, there's banners, there's so much being thrown at these horses. How great would it be if you can quickly put something in their system that's all natural, that's only going to help and really have good outcomes in your horse and as well as in your race. So I want to, proceed the trials into the racehorse industry. So hopefully next season with breezing and all that's something I would like to do in the future.
Yeah, wonderful. That would be a great move for the OBS Breeze show. It would be absolutely fantastic. Can you imagine? I mean, and this, you said there's nothing else like it, right?
There's nothing. There's products for humans that are CBD nebulizing, which we can talk about what type of nebulizer we prefer with this product. But there are different types of nebulizers. But with the humans, there are CBD products that are in inhaler form, and they're currently out on the market. But as far as equine use, no, this is the first of its kind.
Just amazing. Nathalie, we're in a minute less to go. Tell us how people can find more information about you, where to go for social media, website, etc.
Absolutely. I have a website. It's thegreenepharmacist.com. All of my contact information is on there. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, you can message me on Facebook. We are all throughout social media as well.
Fantastic. And the Greene Pharmacist, there is an E on the end.
Yes, thank you for.
So it's the green with an E. Yes. So the Greene Pharmacist, and there it is up on the screen for you, so that you can track Nathalie down and get some help for yourself, your dog, your horse, you name it. Nathalie, thanks.
Thank
She's going to be with me for the last segment of the show if she doesn't mind. So stay with us. We're going to come back with a little epic, and then we're going to wrap it up with stirrups and strides. Stay with us on the show.
Thank you to our presenting sponsors of this half of the show, Palm Chevrolet and Larson Hay. Also, thank you to our supporting sponsors, Equine Therapy International, Nirvana Medical Spa, Equine Performance Innovative Center, and Summit Joint Performance.
Hi, I'm Alan Davies with Equine Therapy International. Today we're at Engineered Equine Performance celebrating the new saltwater chilled treadmill. This particular chilled equine saltwater treadmill is a game changer. As you can see, the finest materials are used, the filtration system, coarse, fine filtration, no chemicals. We use UV, ozone, combination of filtration to keep the highest water chemistry standards. Being a saltwater unit, only the finest stainless steel and materials are used. That's important when it comes to longevity and cost of service over the life of the unit. This unit also has integrated massage jets with fine bubbles and coarse air bubbles for the therapy. The control system on this is Siemens industrial grade, top of the line technology, straight from Germany, but also serviceable here in the US.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Center, Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Center now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Summit Joint Performance, promoting a healthy, thick synovial fluid, decreasing inflammation in the joints and improving the cushioning properties of the cartilage pads. All age horses can benefit from Summit Joint Performance.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Dr. Roland, tell us about the equine exerciser here.
So the Urosizer, like we call it, is a very simple machine. Horses need to stay in motion, just like people, right? They need to stay in motion. Now there are two ways to get a horse in motion. One is you have a person walking the horse, or the other is to put them in an automatic walker. So I like the automatic walker a lot because it has a constant pace, no matter whichever setting you put it. In addition, it can walk for a lot longer than a person can usually, which is the case with a horse, right? So in this case, I also use it for kids' behavior. It works really good with the kids.
So this is your 8 and 10-year-old in here, correct?
Yes, this is Michael and William. Now one joke that I'm not going to play on them, you can put a choker over here and do a little electric, a very slight electric current on them to walk faster. But what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you how we can increase the speed. So right here we can increase the speed.
Yeah, we won't do that speed for me, Dr.
No. Okay, we do slow speed for you. But another thing that I like about it is because horses sometimes when they're rehabbing, they need to go from walking, and then a week later they might need to be trotting, and then 2 weeks later they might need to have a little faster trot. So here is a very nice, easy way to control it.
Perfect. So you can speed them up as they are rehabbed, as they become better and healthier and able to move more. You can give a little more speed.
Yep, absolutely. Now another cool thing is that you see how it's going one way, right? So we can slow it down. And the horses get very well trained at this. And to balance everything, we like to do things the other way as well.
Always, both directions when you're lunging and everything. Otherwise, horses, you always know when you get a horse that somebody's trained too much in one direction.
Yes, that's right. So we always do the exact amount of minutes to one side, and speed, we do exactly to the other one. That way we can create a good balance in the horse.
Yeah, makes sense.
You want to try it?
I'll give it a try, Dr. Roland.
Okay, but wait a minute.
But not that fast.
Let me see how fast it can go.
Look at them!
Oh, They can be this.
This is a great child training technique here.
It's a great camp.
It is. Wow, they're fast.
Okay, let me slow it down.
Yes, you slow it down for me. Gigi, he's not making me run in flip-flops.
Not running. So let's go walk it.
Giddy up.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So another thing that we have, now it's a lot slower.
Oh, it's a lot slower. Yes.
Jessica, can you pump it up a little bit?
Okay.
Help us out. So
Very good.
Stuck in here.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, she's gonna make us run.
No. No running.
So another good thing that I like about the Utilizer is that we can control the footing. So we like either if we want a softer footing or a harder footing, etc. It's a control place rather than sometimes we just say turn the horse out in a paddock, right? So you turn the horse in a paddock, but the horse doesn't really have a control footing in the paddock.
Right.
Doesn't have a control exercise like we're doing right now.
Right.
And there might be stones, branches, holes, etc.
Exactly.
That's another reason I like the Utilizer quite a bit.
You know what I really like is the fact that they're not tied up anywhere. You haven't got to worry about any kind of dangers. With that, they're just walking as though they're out in the field.
Yep. Even if they play with this right here, it moves a lot and it absolutely does no harm at all.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's amazing. Now, what about this electric shock thing? Is that painful? No.
No. There is a little current that gets attached. There's a little cable that's attached to the metal. So if a horse doesn't want to go, you could put a very tiny current. It feels like a tickle. But when if you're a person and you're not expecting that tickle, it really scares you a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun, I'm sure. Fun with the kids, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is great for staying fit. It actually, yeah. Wonderful. The Utilizer. Thank you, Dr. Roulan. On to the next.
Talking about how fat I was.
Stop it.
I think I'd been in the chair in my neck brace for like 3 months and hadn't been able to exercise and been stuffing my face with prednisone, which was terrible.
That alone will do it, the prednisone.
Oh gosh, terrible. I want to do a little shout out for Stirrups and Strides Therapeutic Riding Center here in the horse capital. Betty Gray and her daughter are absolutely fantastic. And, you got to hear their little spiel last week. They actually have 4 of their equestrians entered into the Special Olympics. So we're really, really proud of them. They get to compete in June in Orlando, which is really neat, at the, I can't remember the name of it, the Stirrups and something Center, I think, in Orlando, where they're going to hold the Special Olympics for the equestrians.
The Silver Spurs Arena.
Silver Spurs,
That's
thank
it.
you, well done. Silver Spurs, that's it. It wasn't stirrups, it was Spurs. So that's really cool. But the other really cool thing is that they go across the country with the flame, with the torch, just like they do for the Olympics, but they go across America. And the final destination for the torch is actually the Stirrups and Strides Riding Center here in Ocala. So they're going to actually, on June the 2nd, they're actually going to arrive at 8:30 a.m. So they're asking people to be there by 8 if they want to watch. And there's going to be a ceremony there. Refreshments will be available. That's Stirrups and Strides at the Quail Roost Covered Arena, 4246 West Highway 318, Citra. Really, really cool that they're going to be the site for the torch run for the games, and it's actually going to be the final stop for the torch run. So really, really amazing. So they're welcoming the whole community to come out and cheer on all their athletes during this final leg of the law enforcement torch run ceremony, and give them a big send-off as they head towards this experience of a lifetime at the Special Olympics. So I just think that's really neat, and hats off to Stirrups and Strides Therapeutic Riding Center. They're a 501c3, so when you're thinking about who you want to help out, they do for both disabled adults and children, both physically and mentally disabled, as well as veterans programs as well. So they do a lot, and the the therapeutic benefits of being around horses are phenomenal, and the kind of results that they see from this program are just outstanding. So it's definitely something that we want to support and cheer on. So if you're free on June the 2nd in the morning and you want to stop by, and you can actually find them on Facebook at Stirrups and Strides Therapeutic Riding Center, so you can get that information in case you didn't get it during the show. But definitely try and come out and cheer them on for their very exciting time they're going to have in Orlando. So it's been crazy. We're watching the Triple Crown, of course, races. There's no chance of a Triple Crown, but there's still the 3 Triple Crown races. Of course, we've had the Derby and the Preakness. We're looking now at the Belmont. I'm probably going to text Steve Haskin and see if he'll join us next week to chat a little bit about the Belmont, which is coming right up. And do you think Rich Strike can get the Rich Strike again? I think he can.
I think so.
He can definitely do the distance. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And he was just coming along at the end of the Derby and still quite full of himself. So he definitely could handle the Belmont, I think, and perhaps he'll make a sneaky run up at the end like he did and win again. Very excited for that team, so we'll be cheering him on. And April Mayberry, who of course gave him a wonderful start here in Ocala. We're at the end of the show, Natalie. It's been lovely having you. It's been a lot of fun. And whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world or not, happy horsing around. Till the same time next week.